June 13th, 2022. A red Nissan Maxima tears down an Illinois highway, 12 squad cars behind it, a helicopter above. Inside, Jason Carrolls. Hours earlier, police say, he murdered his 3 young children. Not for money, not in self-defense, but, as he'd later tell detectives, because if he couldn't have them, neither could their mother. The chase would end in a twisted wreck, but the horror began that morning with a phone call no parent should ever have to make. Wherever you're watching this, hit subscribe and like.
Monday, June 13th, 2022. Round Lake Beach, Illinois. The morning started like any other. Quiet suburban streets, lawns still wet from dawn's sprinklers, and the faint hum of traffic in the distance. At 8:36 a.m., that peace shattered. The Lake County Dispatch Center lit up with a call from 30-year-old Debbie Carrolls. Her voice was high, shaky, almost childlike, and laced with a panic you can feel through the recording. 911, what's the address of the emergency? Hi, I'm in C Lane. My kids, my husband, my kids. The dispatcher tries to pull her in, to slow her down, but Debbie's words tumble over each other. Tell me exactly what happened. I came home to get the kids. They're all on the bed. They're cold. Please. She can barely finish the sentence. How many children? 3. How were they killed? I don't know. Maybe suffocated or cut them? They're cold. Please. The background is chaos. Footsteps, movement, a door creaking. Debbie's voice cracks as she pleads for her children to wake up. By the time the first officers arrive, she's upstairs, standing frozen near the doorway of a bedroom. 3 small forms lie still on the bed. Bryant, age 5, Cassidy, age 3, and Gideon, just 2 years old. All cold to the touch, no signs of life. The scene is suffocating. A cartoon blanket pulled over tiny bodies, pale skin, blue lips. The officers quickly move Debbie out into the hallway. Inside, they confirm the unthinkable. No pulses, no movement. And one detail stands out immediately. There's blood, a lot of it, but no stab wounds, no bullet holes, no injuries that match the amount on the floor and sheets. It doesn't take long for suspicion to turn to one man, 36-year-old Jason Carrolls, Debbie's estranged husband. 2 days earlier, she had dropped the kids off so Jason could have his court-ordered visitation. Now his phone goes straight to voicemail. His car, a red 2010 Nissan Maxima, is missing from the garage. And taped to the kitchen counter, officers find a note. The handwriting is messy, rushed. In the middle of the letter is one chilling sentence. If I can't have them, neither can you. In the bedroom, there's more writing, scrawled directly onto a whiteboard in black marker. I loved them too much to leave them behind. You promised. You swore. You lied. It's not just a clue, it's a confession. Somewhere out there, Jason is on the run, and police know the clock is ticking. Every second he's free, the danger grows. They put out an alert to every department in the Chicago area. Be on the lookout for a red Nissan Maxima, possible triple homicide suspect. They don't know it yet, but less than an hour later, they'll spot the car, and the chase will begin. It's early afternoon when an Illinois state trooper spots it, a red Nissan Maxima cruising down the highway near Chicago. The license plate matches, the driver matches. It's Jason Carrolls. The trooper flips on his lights, closing the gap. For a moment, it looks like Jason might pull over. Then his brake lights flash, and he slams the accelerator. Radio. State unit in pursuit. Suspect is fleeing. Triple homicide. All available units respond. Within minutes, the highway is chaos. Sirens scream from every direction. One by one, squad cars join the pursuit until there are 12 in total. Overhead, a police helicopter zeroes in, its camera locked on the red sedan below. Jason weaves between cars, his speed pushing past 100 miles per hour. The helicopter crew calls out every turn, every swerve, every shoulder pass. Helicopter. Westbound passing Richard, now on the outside shoulder. He's swerving, coming up on From above, the scene looks like something out of an action film, but the stakes are brutally real. Officers know they're not just chasing a reckless driver. They're chasing a man they believe just killed 3 children. For 17 minutes, Jason pushes the Maxima to its limits, cutting off traffic, dodging squad cars, even slipping briefly out of the helicopter's view. Helicopter. He's gone under, lost him for a second, reacquired. The longer this goes, the greater the risk. One wrong move and innocent drivers could die. But Jason doesn't slow down. Then the call every officer is waiting for. Helicopter. Steel bridge coming up. The bridge is narrow, the lanes tight. Jason takes it at full speed. And then it happens. Helicopter. Vehicles off the roadway. He's down. Duncan, get units in. The Maxima is crumpled against the side of the bridge, steam hissing from the hood. Officers swarm in, weapons drawn. Through the shattered glass, they see Jason slumped but conscious. His hands move slowly into view. Officer. Don't move. Hands out of the car. Both hands. Jason. I'm not going to shoot you. I don't have any weapons. Paramedics are already pushing through, pulling tools from their kits. The car is mangled enough that they'll need to cut the roof off to pull him out. Despite the wreck, Jason's injuries are minimal. No broken bones, no head trauma. But what he says next chills every first responder on scene. I know what I did. I think I felt like I was saving them. Even here, surrounded by flashing lights, pinned under metal, and moments away from handcuffs, Jason is calm, almost detached. He'll survive this crash, and within hours, he'll be in an interrogation room facing detectives who want just one thing: the truth.
They bring him in, still wearing a hospital gown, his wrists cuffed. The room is small, beige walls, a metal table, 2 chairs. On the other side sits Detective Barrera. There's no yelling, no intimidation, just quiet questions and an open notebook. Barrera, so, what happened today? Jason leans back, eyes half closed, voice soft. He starts not with the morning, not with the murders, but with the story of his marriage. 7 years, he says. 7 years of manipulation, lies. A wife who, in his words, put me down and made things up to justify how she treated me. It's a strange opening for a man accused of killing his own children, and it doesn't add up, but Barrera lets him talk. Jason, I put up with it because I have no self-worth. She was cheating on me. I found out the day before yesterday, and she was keeping the kids from me. The detective steers him back to June 13th. Jason says the kids were happy, playing. He gave them a bath. They watched TV. Then, sometime around 1 a.m., a phone call with Debbie changed everything. Jason, she said I was a terrible father, terrible husband, that I deserved nothing. Something in my brain just snapped. He claims it wasn't about revenge. Claims he thought he was saving them from her. If I wasn't around, she'd take it out on them. They don't deserve that. I thought we'd be together after this life. I thought it was okay to have them with me. His voice doesn't crack, he doesn't cry. There's no visible guilt, only a detached conviction that his actions made sense, at least in the moment. Barrera brings up the note found in the kitchen. I wrote it before.
I said, "You swore on the kids' lives you weren't cheating. You lied. If she swore on their lives, they belonged with me." That one line slices through the room like a blade. The earlier story, about saving them, about protecting them, now sounds like smoke over something darker. This wasn't just a twisted rescue in his mind. This was also punishment. What Jason doesn't know is that just a few feet away, Debbie is sitting in another room, a softer one, with toys and a couch, telling her own version. She describes opening the garage, seeing the broken door, the drops of blood on the stairs, and then the bedroom. She says, "They were so cold. I kept saying, 'God, please no.'" She doesn't know Jason is next door. He doesn't know she's here. But even if they did, there's nothing left to say. The next morning, Jason is transferred from the hospital to the station. The second interview confirms the timeline, and it confirms what police suspected from the start. He planned to leave the scene before Debbie arrived, not because he didn't want to hurt her, but because he didn't want to see her reaction. In February 2024, Jason Karls pleads guilty but mentally ill to 3 counts of first-degree murder. Life without parole with mental health treatment in prison. Debbie remains out of the public eye. Her last words on the case come from the GoFundMe she started to bury her children. No mother should ever have to bury her babies. No one can imagine the pain unless you've lived it. And Jason, the man who claimed he was saving them, will never walk free again.
3 tiny headstones now stand where once there was laughter. Bryant, Cassidy, Gideon, gone in a single night because of one man's twisted idea of love. Jason Karls will spend the rest of his life behind prison walls, but that doesn't bring them back. And for Debbie, the woman who walked into that bedroom, the sentence is far from over. Every story like this is a reminder. Danger doesn't always come from the shadows. Sometimes it's sitting across the dinner table. If you found this case important, if you believe their voices matter, share this story. Let it be a warning. And wherever you're watching, hit subscribe and like, because the more we tell these stories, the less likely they are to be repeated.